The iPhone 16 was supposed to be Apple's big leap forward, but in 2026 a growing number of Americans are starting to feel underwhelmed, and that disappointment is becoming a serious topic across tech communities, social media, and everyday users. When Apple announced the iPhone 16, expectations were sky high, with people hoping for major design changes, breakthrough battery life, and AI features that truly felt next-gen. But once the excitement faded, many users realized the upgrade didn't feel as meaningful as they expected. One of the biggest complaints in the US is that the design looks almost identical to previous models, and for people upgrading from an iPhone 14 or even a 15, the phone simply doesn't feel new in the hand. Americans who upgrade every 2 to 3 years are questioning why they should spend over $1,000 for a device that feels familiar rather than revolutionary. Performance is another area where disappointment is creeping in, because while the iPhone 16 is technically faster, most everyday users don't actually feel a difference in real-world use like social media, messaging, or streaming, making the upgrade seem unnecessary. Battery life is also a hot topic, as many US users expected a noticeable improvement, especially with Apple promoting efficiency, but real usage shows the gains are modest at best, particularly for heavy users who rely on navigation, video, and mobile data throughout the day. AI features were heavily marketed, yet many Americans feel they arrived late or feel limited compared to what Android phones have been offering for years, making Apple's approach seem cautious rather than innovative. Price is another major reason frustration is growing, as the iPhone 16 costs more in the US than ever, while offering changes that many people describe as incremental, rather than exciting. This has pushed a lot of Americans to seriously consider keeping their older iPhones longer or even switching ecosystems altogether. In fact, more users are openly comparing the iPhone 16 to $400 or $500 Android phones and asking why they should pay double for features that feel similar in daily use. Repairability and upgrade value are also being questioned, especially as Americans become more cost-conscious in 2026, looking at resale value and long-term ownership rather than just launch day hype. Social media plays a huge role in this shift, with US creators and everyday users sharing honest opinions instead of polished ads, and that transparency is influencing buying decisions more than ever. None of this means the iPhone 16 is a bad phone, because it's still fast, reliable, and polished, but the real issue is expectation versus reality, and many Americans expected a bigger leap than what they got. For people coming from much older models like the iPhone 11 or 12, the upgrade still makes sense, but for recent iPhone owners, the question is becoming harder to justify. In 2026, Americans are no longer upgrading just because a new iPhone exists, they're upgrading when it truly feels worth it, and for many, the iPhone 16 simply doesn't cross that line.